Well, don't you feel like at the end of the year, like when it hits November, it's all of a sudden all this anxiety because everyone's trying to get done what they wanted to get done when they started the year?
Kinda. I mean, I that's interesting because I didn't put pressure on myself to like get certain things done, but then other stuff, yeah, of course, I've been like, oh, you're not getting this stuff done. This is a wash of a year. But I feel like I've got so much done this year as well that I'm just being hard on myself. I'm super hard on myself.
Shit ton done.
Thanks, bro. I've been
you've been building this whole thing.
Yeah, you know, half the battle, half the journey is just building stuff, and then you get to watch it flourish for a quick second, while then you have to start building again and creating again. But that's the beauty in it too, that you can like kind of move from one thing to the next thing. I think in doing this, and I guess I'll just go in right now. But me doing music and dropping some music coming up, I guess at the end of probably by the end of November. But
because what for probably like almost the last year you've built this studio and you've been
it's been 6 months.
It's been 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
And you've been putting this album together.
Yeah.
Which is super dope.
Well, it's not an album. Yeah, it's not an album. It's kind of a project that I just started. Like, it's like, the whole thing started with me being in therapy and me just trying to work on myself like I constantly do. Well, I hope to do at least each day of my life. But I was talking to my therapist and she was kind of like, hey, you should, kind of pick up something to find peace. Pick up something that you maybe didn't finish or you wanted to finish, or something that's like a hobby of yours that you wish you could do more. And a lot of people do know, some don't know. I originally moved to Los Angeles to do music, and that wasn't in front of the camera. That wasn't necessarily rapping or singing or anything of that nature. But I used to A&R. I used to A&R at a record label. I used to A&R and work with people such as Trey Songz to Chris Brown to Ty Dolla to YG to everybody in between. I've done records with or had sessions with or whatever from a whole bunch of producers. And I kind of was doing a lot of that and investing so much of my time in music. As I came out here at 19 years old and really just dedicated myself to that. I was working with Trey a lot during those years, and the music was going really well. Everything was going well. I actually came back and I was helping Drama, Rob Dyrdek's cousin, put together his publishing production company,
right. I remember
managing producers and songwriters and stuff like that. And
a little studio with like the fountain in it.
Yeah, the Hands of God studio with the hands. It had
it had like a sculpture.
Yeah, and
I remember that.
We had like a grotto looking thing that you can walk through to get to the booth.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
And it felt like a pool.
Yeah.
It felt like the
there was
Playboy
no water
Mansion pool, but there's no water.
Yeah. And I was helping him build that out for like a year and some change. And that's how I met Rob, because Rob just came in the studio a couple times and was like, hey, man, you're really funny. We should do a show together. And basically my whole music aspirations, dreams, everything just halted, right? And I was kind of like, man, I had these dreams of building out my own labels and doing this. And I had, of course, was a big Puff Daddy fan and L.A. Reid fan and Kevin Lyles fan. And all these people I looked up to of like, I can be Leora Cohen. I can be this person behind the scenes that really amplifies these voices of different artists. When I first was at Atlantic, one of the first artists I tried to bring in was Miguel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When you were just talking about that studio, I was remembering meeting a young Miguel.
Yeah. Miguel used to pop up through and do sessions with me and stuff. But then I tried to bring in Janelle Monáe. And these were artists that like I early on thought like, ooh, they could be. So, I consider myself to have a good ear in music early on. So my therapist told me, jump into something that I wanted to do or that I should have done or I never finished. Music just kept popping in my head. Like, you want to jump in, bro. Don't play with me. You want to come over to this side, bro. And I kind of was like, no, because I thought about for many years of getting back in music, but number one, I didn't know how I wanted to do it. I didn't know if I wanted to A&R again. My whole life had changed. I didn't know if I wanted to manage again, because sometimes that's just a grind, and you're like, okay, do I really feel like grinding every day on behalf of somebody else? Well, I have to really believe why I still have this other stuff going on in my life as well, and it just, different things get in my head. And then, rap was always something that I used to do and mess with as a youngin', like in high school and stuff. I used to rap. I used to freestyle. People used to think I was decent, pretty good and stuff. But I still never considered myself a rapper. Never thought I wanted to be a rapper. It wasn't that I aspired to do. My little cousin came out here and he was staying with me, interning with me. He's a little songwriter, and he actually is on my project as well. But he's a little songwriter, and he has a little interface and the way he was set up. And I was like, "But you need a little better mic. You need this." And I bought a couple of things, and then from there, I just started playing around. And then we had like you said, like a 5.5, 6 month process of starting as just for fun or just to clear my mind, really as therapy, to really use this to really be at peace at times and just to be creative. I was in the process of announcing my production deal at Paramount Plus and Viacom, and I hadn't announced it yet, so I had to find something to do in the meantime. And I was like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna do this music stuff again. I'm gonna just start writing and doing this. And from there, we're coming to the close of the project now. I'm super excited, if nothing else, to see it through. I'm super excited. I don't even like I said, it's not an album. It's not even an EP. Like, I think the word or the phrase that I want to even call it is more like close to a playlist. Like, this is a playlist I've curated that I may or may not drop a couple verses on here and there, but it's more of a playlist that I've curated of different people I respect. I've got everybody from Buddy on the project to Vic Mensa. We've got BJ the Chicago Kid. We got Aaron Ray, Fabulous. Like I said,
Fabulous.
Yeah, Fab go off crazy too. We actually shot the video for the Fab thing already.
Yeah. Does he rap from where I'm sitting right now?
Not close enough.
Makes me
right,
excited.
Right in the middle.
Basically me.
Yeah, but it's more. I have a session today with an artist who's a pretty big artist. I don't want to just be saying names, unless the person gets on the project. But you got production from Justice League and Jay Pounds and Bongo and Seven Thomas, Rob Holiday, and the project itself. I think is Chuck English is on the project. The project itself, I think, has come out really well. I think it's gonna be fun to release this and actually just to add a layer to myself and to what people know me for. People may know me just from controlling remote control on ridiculousness, or if you're a Wine and Weed fan, we probably family by now, but Wine and Weed fan, you're like, oh, I know you from Wine and Weed and doing a podcast. I'm just excited to really put out this next I guess chapter of whatever I got going on in life, and I think that people are gonna think it's really cool. I think it's super organic. I think it's super true to me. I didn't want to go about and do the project and make it feel like I'm trying to be a rap star. I'm trying to be this. I'm like, nah, I want y'all to feel Steelo or Sterling for whoever exactly I am. So
yeah, well, I've listened to it and I think it fucking sounds amazing. It sounds like sometimes you have friends go like, here's my music, and you're like, oh, okay. That's nice. Or they have like one track, but I feel like these are all fucking bangers, in my opinion. I don't mean to oversell it, but also on a personal level, I think that's awesome that you were like, let me just go try to do this, and I think that's taking that first step, especially after 2020, is like a big part of it, is that I'm actually just going to go do it, and I'm going to start, and I'm not going to stop because I'm passionate about it. And so I think that's awesome. And I admire that and encourage everyone out there to, it's like we're out of that lull year. It's even harder getting out of that lull year to like climb back up.
Yeah, I think it's just super. I appreciate that. I think it's super important. And if I can even be somewhat of a voice, or if I can even somewhat make people feel like I rock with this, or I fuck with this for these reasons, I think it's super important just to invest back in yourself. And I've spent so much of my time in my career. People ask like, oh, what is he doing outside of ridiculousness? I was probably behind the scenes investing back in others. That's just something that I've always gravitated towards, something I just wanted to do. But I took this past year to truly invest in myself. I think people have been seeing the actual the actual what's the word I'm looking for?
Fruit of it.
The fruit of my labors in this past year. And I hope that going forward they can really see it. And I wanted to tell the Wine and Weed fans first, so they didn't get shocked when I started throwing out stuff and they were like, "What the fuck is this? Why he didn't tell us we failed? We'd be on the couch every week with him, and he didn't tell us that he was rapping now." So I want to tell the Wine and Weed fans first.
Exclusive.
It's gonna be a whole. I hope y'all fuck with it. Honestly, I hope that if it's for the dreamers or people who want to do more, I hope that y'all can dream through me, and then also I hope it pushes you to complete and follow through on whatever it is that you truly want to do. Follow that shit.
Yeah. I also love, because I think a lot in LA we get caught up in, well, what's going to sell, or what do people want? What do the other people want? And I always think that a lot of times the best projects are made just by like what do I want to make? What do I want to do? What's true to me? And then people will see that within the project.
Yeah.
And people will rock with it.
You wanted to feel organic. I think nowadays everybody, all the viewers and listeners and anything that they're doing, whether it be art, whether it be music, whether it be whatever it is, sports, I think that people can see what's real and what's fake. And I just didn't want to approach this project and be like, let me make a commercial hit, or let me give you this pop record, or let me do this thing.
It's also cool that you sat on it for a long time, because I know that that's oftentimes hard. I mean, pivoting from doing internet stuff to being a writer, it's like I used to put out videos every single week, and I had so much content, but I felt so unfulfilled because I wasn't actually writing what I want to.
Yeah.
And now it's like, cool, it takes 2 months to write a script, and what are you going to Instagram about it?
Yeah.
So I actually think it's cool that you had the patience.
I didn't always have it, you know what I'm saying? Like I would have been mad at myself for not having it though, ultimately, because I am somebody that tries to stand by quality. I'm somebody that truly be like, man, probably an overthinker, probably someone that's just, I don't care what others think, but I care what I think, and I want that shit to be something that I truly can stand on 10 toes down and be like, I'm proud of this. I believe in this. This is what it says about me. This is what it is true is to me. If nothing else, I hope on this podcast, listen to me or Chris, that y'all feel like they give us their real selves. Whether or not any celebrity is here or anybody is here that we, may like, I hope y'all feel like we go on that podcast and we fuck with them because they be themselves. And, and it's like it's the same shit that I want to do in the music. And, I'm just happy to finally be coming to a place where I can release it. I'm super excited. Yeah. Welcome to Wine and Weed.
Welcome to Wine and Weed.
Hey.
Wait, I got a hilarious shout out. Somebody emailed us. They told us what their name was, and they made a request, but they did not say. They said, my name is Portia Kemp, and I'm inquiring about a potential 30-second happy birthday video for my husband's 28th birthday. So I'm just going to tell him happy birthday, even though you didn't tell us what your husband's name was.
That's crazy.
Portia.
Mr. Kemp. I'm hoping Mr. Kemp. Happy birthday, Mr. Kemp. His 28th birthday?
Yes, 28.
Oh, you're not really even a mister yet. But happy birthday, Kemp. We love you over here
that was funny.
at Wine and Weed. So shout out to you.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm one of your hosts, Sterling Steelo Brim, a.k.a. S to the Beach and your best of the breed, a.k.a. is that third lady. No, it's just me, a.k.a. Concerned Father, a.k.a. Black Mama, a.k.a. RP Black Mamba, a.k.a. Stevenson, a.k.a. Stalinton, a.k.a. Stylist. I'll say AKA husband, potential baby daddy tendencies, and then last but not least, Uncle Elroy, and with me as always.
It's Chris Reinacher, aka the Connoisseur, aka the Goop in Your Gap, aka Speed Bump, aka the Elusive Moose, aka your new camp counselor, your new baby daddy, and of course, Big Sexy with the glasses. No, that's not me, but I just thought about John during here, so. What's up, John?
What up, John?
And with us over here on the facts,
Alahna, aka the Girl in Reflection, aka Zane's mom. I was gonna tell you could be aka the best Wine and Weed podcast guest ever.
Oh yeah, you were a great
How
guest.
does it feel to be back in your seat?
Also, I think you guys are so funny that the top comment last week was Steelo is a great guest. You have to think of that. I was like, oh man, they're so funny. Love when there's a good time. Also, people were digging my Birkenstocks, which were never mentioned.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised they went unmentioned.
You got some love, because you know what it is? You had on Birkenstocks, and I just got into the Birkenstock game this past year. So I'm not really out here clowning nobody for Birkenstocks no more. I'm more appreciating them and understanding them.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think I got some Birkies over there by the front door or something.
I was going to wear them again this week.
They called them, what, 12 years of Moses sandals or some shit like that? What do they call the sandals?
They said Jesus Walker 12.
Jesus Walker 12. Yeah.
With the Johnny Bravo socks. Yeah. And I'm not even sure what that means.
Me either, but it felt very on point.
And then a bunch of people liked it. I was like, somebody knows what it means.
Johnny Bravo socks. He wore tube socks, right?
I wore like ones with like kind of like one of the like an Arizona like Native American pattern on it. I didn't roll myself a joint and then light it up, by the way. I thought that maybe we just
I know.
smoked
But then I was
joint.
like, you know what? Fuck you. I want to smoke.
We're still in COVID times, I guess.
COVID
Because we used
times.
to just pass the joint around. That was part. But now we all smoke our own joints and get high.
Because they did that close-up cam that one time and saw you kind of licking the joint too hard.
Also, people really love the Nug Cam.
They do
ask
love the
every
Nug
week to
Cam.
do
Oh,
that.
well, hey, let's bring it back.
Let's bring back Nug
Because
Nug.
this week,
But we have little nugs right now. We've been smoking little nugs, no?
the connected.
Oh, you smoking? Oh, you smoking?
Oh, yeah. This week we're
Little
smoking
nugs, they're little nugs.
some connected. And if you're wondering, if you're like, Chris, give us the Nug Cam. Well, here it is. They're little, they're small, so they're not beautiful, but connected does taste great. And we're drinking Unruly Shard.
I'm really sharp. Sharp.
Little Chardonnay, a little day before. Shooting this on Tuesday, coming out with it on Wednesday. Shout out to our editor, Jeremy.
I don't know what sound effect that was.
Yeah, but Jeremy, figure out what sound effect that was.
Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers has been in the hot seat after admitting he was not vaccinated against COVID-19 after testing positive, despite claiming he was immunized. In an interview on the Pat McAfee show, Rodgers said he was allergic to an ingredient used in 2 mRNA vaccines, Pfizer and Moderna, and steered away from the Johnson & Johnson vaccine after reports of adverse reactions. In April, the administering of the J&J vaccine was paused after rare but several reports of blood clotting in 6 individuals. It was lifted 11 days later after the Food and Drug Administration and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention determined the benefits of the vaccine outweighed the risks. Rodgers did not disclose what ingredient he was allergic to, but noted that the CDC warned those allergic to the polyethylene glycol ingredient should choose another form of protection against the virus. Health is not a one-size-fits-all for everybody, and for me, it involved a lot of study in the off-season, Rodgers said. My medical team advised me that the danger of an adverse event was greater than the risk of giving COVID and recovering.
Yeah. So, Aaron Rodgers be saying words.
Aaron Rodgers.
Second of all, it's just like, no, fam. It's just like, number one, I've heard a little bit around this story. I don't know everything. I heard Aaron Rodgers say that he got his medical advice from Joe Rogan, so he can stop saying my medical team. He was asking Joe. I mean, got his advice from listening to Joe Rogan, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That someone is
Listening
out here
to and talking to Joe Rogan. Instead of going to like meet a doctor or something, he had lengthy conversations with Joe.
And I ain't here to tell Aaron Rodgers what to do, right? I'm not that person that's going to be like, Aaron Rodgers needs to get vaccinated. I think it's crazy that he said he was immunized and he said that he was going to be, he was great or good, whatever. He implied early on that he was vaccinated to people. And then when this whole thing came out and they figured out that he was not vaccinated, of course, he's gotten people who like, oh, you're selfish, you're this, you're that. But I think in the NFL culture, is way less of that, right? I think the bullshit of all of this, I hate to even make it this, but you know what I'm about to say, is that the way Kyrie Irving is being treated versus Aaron Rodgers is, to me, bullshit.
Especially when, in my opinion, Kyrie Irving, Aaron Rodgers is just trolling. Kyrie Irving, when I don't want to take the vaccine and I will risk my job in order to do it, I'm going to take a sideline. And Aaron Rodgers is like, no, I'm just going to lie and kind of troll everybody and say I can't get the vaccine or don't have the vaccine. And then I'm going to sit in the huddle and spit in people's faces.
And he won't, true. And he has not told us what he's allergic to, and it's bullshit. And then on top of that, it was something else that he said that I was like, what are you even talking about? I just think that the ridicule he hasn't gotten any. Really, he's just been like, oh, okay, Aaron Rodgers isn't vaccinated. That's fine. Versus Kyrie Irving has said I'm gonna stand up for this, but everyone in media has called him the dumbest person alive and said he's an idiot and he's this. He's just stupid. You've had every NBA celebrity, legend, and every sports person from before who comment on this and say you need to get vaccinated. Kyrie, you're being selfish. You're being this. Aaron Rodgers is not getting that same.
Yeah,
and he lied.
He
lied to the media.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's like brand management too. From Green Bay's perspective,
right.
Is a team in New York City, right? Which Kyrie,
yeah, but it's also the NFL.
Now it's a bunch of people who are in rural towns, and they're kind of like, well, it's gonna help us more to just not say anything about State Farm did this too. They haven't said anything yet.
Well, I don't think those people are vaccinated either. I'm saying that I believe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's almost like it's the brand like deciding to get really mad at him and not mad at him. It's because it's all about their customer base. It's all about their audience.
No, for sure. The NFL is an anti-masking, no COVID fucking.
Don't kneel.
We don't kneel for anything. Ass environment.
American
so of course,
flag.
it's like, thank you, Aaron, for standing up for us.
Right.
Versus
and
like
NFL knows that.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I mean, it's just interesting. I mean, I'm not here to tell Aaron Rodgers what to do or what he thinks is best for his body. I do think it's crazy that he basically took advice from Joe Rogan, and I'm gonna go ahead and say Nicki Minaj as well. And I have nothing against Nicki Minaj, but he said, what did he say? He thought his ball was gonna get smaller, and I was like, where do we hear this from other than Nicki Minaj? So he must have been reading Nicki's tweets and been like, I trust her cousin, and that's real. The nuts will shrink.
It's kind of just opened my eyes about what this Aaron Rodgers, Shailene Woodley relationship must be like. Just feels like I was like I like Shailene Woodley, and the more and more she does shit, she kind of just reveals herself to be like a conspirituality type person. Where like there's like, because I don't think Aaron Rodgers is like a MAGA guy. I think he's more kind of like a conspirituality.
He called himself
guy.
a critical thinker. That he was just a critical thinker, and that it was a personal.
It's like
choice.
a Joe. It's totally a Joe Rogan-esque.
I feel like it's interesting that people haven't addressed the issue that for the whole season, that means he was addressing the media and his teammates unvaccinated, unmasked, and just had like no regards for anyone else's like health.
And it also sounded like the immunized thing was a straight up lie because he got COVID. Because even we're finding out that if you get COVID, then like after that you're immune for a certain amount of time. So that's what I thought. Maybe he was like doing his little lie was like, I just had COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm immunized. That's what I thought his little lie was. But he wouldn't have because he fucking got it.
But he was just said that to be like, stay the fuck out my business.
Yeah, basically.
And everybody stayed out of his business. And then he got allowed to fucking like she's.
And then he got.
It is crazy to think, to even bring up, that's a great point, to even bring up the fact that like, I've been here just talking in people's faces, not even just in the huddle.
To the media.
And the media, the press conferences, everything. State Farm commercials getting filmed.
And then all on the pretense that they think that you're vaccinated and you're not. And then you end up getting COVID.
But how would that be the case? Because I would say still with these corporations, you still have to present a vaccination card. You trying to say my dog Aaron out here with the fake vaccination card?
I don't know what it was. He did say a quote that said, had there been a follow-up statement that I had been immunized, I would have responded with this. I would have said, look, I'm not some sort of anti-vaxxer, flat earther. I am somebody who is a critical thinker. You guys know me. I march to the beat of my own drum. I believe strongly in bodily autonomy. Wait, how do you say it?
Autonomy, like he's autonomous, like it's his body, he's the island. But you're not autonomous once you're talking to other people. Once you're affecting other people
at risk.
You're affecting other people's autonomy now. I don't know. I think
no, we do know this is bullshit.
No. I mean, it feels like it's a vibe like he thinks he's greater than God.
Yes,
that's that.
I think it's like God. But yeah,
but he thinks he's hot shit.
I think it's
I don't trust anything. I don't need to. And a lot of times when you're rich, like you can isolate yourself from people, but he doesn't.
He's not isolating
He's right next
himself.
to people.
He's playing games.
It's very selfish.
And he's like trolling everybody, being
he's
dishonest.
throwing the football to people.
It's not cool. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers.
Which makes me respect Kyrie so much just because he's decided obviously to do the same thing and not take the vaccine, but he's also been very vocal about it, and he hasn't put he's not being selfish in a way like Aaron is being selfish by putting other people at risk and not getting the vaccine. But you're lying about having it. So people have this comfortability around you that they shouldn't really have, when Kyrie's like openly being like, hey, I didn't get the vaccine and I'll follow whatever protocols I need to follow.
It doesn't make me respect him more, but it does make me feel like he's more principled, and I like that. For me personally, I'm like, no. But I guess maybe there's a sense of respect of like,
because he's showing respect to other people and those people around him, and Aaron Rodgers isn't. He's not respecting anybody. I don't know what
Kyrie's ever done to anybody. People are so mad at Kyrie for making a decision about his body. I don't know what Kyrie has ever done to anybody.
Yeah, agreed.
You're right, and he didn't go. He didn't say, "Let me keep playing."
He's never done.
I'm just gonna lie and keep playing
to anyone. And people just try to beat up Kyrie for nothing.
He was just like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna play.
So I'm not gonna play.
I'll lose out on $300
That's
million.
a way better decision.
It's a personal
It's
decision.
stupid, but like it's whatever. Like
no, it's not stupid.
You know,
it's that person's decision.
There you go, and it's not affecting other people.
Yes.
Archaeologists discover ancient hangover prevention ring.
Oh, hangover prevention?
Yeah.
Raw eggs and Bloody Marys may be amongst today's hangover cures, but archaeologists in Israel have discovered an altogether different solution from the past.
Sorry, so people take raw eggs for hangovers?
Yeah, I've never heard that. That's interesting.
You never heard people drinking like egg?
I thought it was like for protein. I didn't know it was for a hangover.
I thought it was like an 80s thing, and it said today's hangover cures. Like there's a bunch of Gen Z raw egg TikTok trends going on.
It might be.
Excavated in the city of Yavin, the ancient jewel was uncovered from the site of the world's largest known winery, according to the Israel Authority. And
there's so much in here. I gotta take it all in. It's a hangover ring that is made out of amethyst, discovered in an ancient winery,
and the area's largest known winery.
Oh my gosh.
In a press release, archaeologists said that the amethyst may have been worn to prevent the ill effects of drinking too much alcohol. Many virtues have been attached to this gem. He is quoted as saying, including the prevention of the side effects of drinking the hangover. The ring was found just 150 meters away from the remains of a warehouse containing amphora, a type of jar used to store wine. The excavation site has been dated to approximately the 7th century. The official said the ring could have been even older.
Okay.
17th century.
No, 7th.
7th century.
7th century.
So is a ring made of amethyst. Why are we drawing this hangover conclusion?
It's just they said that it was believed to have many virtues and has religious associations, having been mentioned in the Bible. So it's kind of just like a belief thing.
It's a belief thing, and I think on top of that, the correlation they're saying is the fact that it was by the jar or 150.
Winery,
yeah, the winery, and around I guess a jar used to store wine. I don't know if that means that it was a hangover cure, but this is CNN, and they're saying that they believe this is the case.
All right, I guess you did your journalism.
I'm saying it. I do think it's cool that like even back then, I love finding like, oh shit, what the fuck, Nucky, come on, bro.
Yeah,
down,
I smell
down.
it over here.
That they were like
down,
just like
down.
us, that they suffered from hangovers. Even
Yeah,
back
I
then.
just love to know that. Like, yeah, but that also that people were just innovative and people were like, yo, I gotta create something because we can't stop drinking.
And they thought crystals had powers back then. And people think crystals have powers now.
Do you not think crystals have powers?
I think it makes sense that crystals have powers.
Yeah, you ever met a girl in your classroom named Crystal? That bitch punch harder than anybody else. They got power for sure. You ain't never had a girl in a class named Crystal?
Oh yeah, I know some crystals.
Were they not stronger than other girls?
I never really thought about that, but yeah.
Yeah, think about it.
They were.
Yeah, every crystal I know be fighting.
Oh my God. They're strong, huh?
They're strong.
Crystals are strong people.
Strong.
I think I can think of one or two that are like, hey, I'm Crystal.
But they're with the shits?
With the shits?
Means like ready to fight.
No, but another one could be with the shits.
Okay.
The closest crystal to me is strong.
She's strong. That's good.
Yeah.
You're close with crystals.
But crystals themselves, they're rocks?
No.
Crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Crystal are lifelong friends.
Oh, that's
I've
cool.
known Crystal since I was young. I say it over and over again, and it feels fake to me.
Yeah, because you're seeing a crystal.
Now I'm seeing a Crystal, and I'm also seeing this girl that looks nothing like her that I have made up in my mind called Crystal. Like, hey, I'm Crystal.
Are we able to really make up girls in our mind? Like, you know what they say when you dream and you see somebody, you're like, I don't know who that person is. It was made up. They're like, no, you had to see that person at some point. Are we able to really
Not if you're creative. You can make up people.
I'm just saying you're still getting different things from somewhere.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
I think so.
Even if you see someone in your dream, it could still be a combination of people, but you're still seeing
There's a reference point.
Yes,
somewhere.
there's a reference point somewhere.
I've been thinking about the simulation recently.
Okay.
And
we're in the metaverse.
Well, and so say we are characters in the metaverse, right? Say we're just
someone else's metaverse.
And then our dreams are like, we're just like clean through the system real quick. So it's like, that's why they seem so random, but kind of connected. But I was like, well, because, it's crazy that we haven't figured out what dreams are at all. we don't talk about that shit very often.
You have different prophets and people who believe they can actually break down dreams and let you know what your dreams mean. Do we have any facts? Do we have a person who's like, put this thing on your head?
Yeah.
Now we can actually see your dreams. This is what this means. This is the world within it. No, and I don't think I trust a motherfucker with that system either.
Well, I would love to see that. If
Nigga, I don't want you seeing my dreams, though.
We're going to record your dream, and then you can watch it while you're awake, because I'm sure there's so many things you miss.
That's called Inception, and I enjoyed the movie as well. She thought she had just did it. She was like, right? And Christopher Nolan directs.
Then you could start with, then from one dream you could go into another dream.
I'll walk on walls. You're like what?
So there's
All
this
right.
top and you spin it. I mean, are you believing in the power of crystals? Do you have crystals around?
I have crystals. Yeah, I have crystals in the studio. I have crystals upstairs. I have crystals around. Yeah.
How long what's your relationship with crystals? When did
my relationship with crystals is cool. We like.
Once again, are we talking about people or are we talking about actual crystals?
We're talking about actual crystals now.
Okay.
I think my relationship with crystals is probably very casual. Probably casual sex.
But you believe
I believe in crystals. I buy in, but I'm also like, crystal, I don't need you. I have God.
I buy in a little bit, but I think a lot of those things, it's a lot of like you're telling yourself and then it's happening. Like, there's
manifestation.
Crystal. Yeah. It's like there's a crystal so you don't lose stuff anymore. And I got that crystal because I lose things all the time. But I felt like when I had the crystal, I was just more so like telling myself I'm not going to lose anything because I have this crystal. And then I would just remember where everything was.
Fine. And that's
then I lost the crystal.
You need that crystal back.
I need the crystal back.
It seems as though you need the crystal. Were you a better person with the crystal?
Was I a better person?
And do you think it's just
crystals,
and was
right?
it just like losing things in general? Did you lose yourself more?
No. It was specifically for like, if you feel like you're like always misplacing things or whatever, this is the crystal for you.
These crystals get way too specific. And they become just bullshit.
Is he not texting you back? This crystal will help.
You're like, I need that crystal. When
my
does one
God.
come out?
There is a crystal for like everything though.
Yeah,
Which
but
I wonder like how many crystals you
Need
to just
to organize your
carry around.
email. This crystal will help.
But like, are they merging crystals to make the crystal for that? It's like, like
Like
strains,
one super crystal.
like strains of weed might be like, oh, this is gelato mixed with this thing, and that's why it's a
No,
hybrid.
you can't. Crystals are. They started a long fucking
Yeah.
time
Yeah,
ago.
but
in
now
order to
they're
get here.
manufacturing different crystals. You think all
But if
these
you could just
crystals are from a
melt
long
them
time ago are
down.
just crystals?
You think there are fake crystals out there?
Are you
There's for
crazy,
sure fake crystals out
motherfucker?
there.
There's for sure fake
There's
crystals.
Of
definitely
course.
But
some
at the
fake
same
bitches
time,
named crystals out there.
So some people believe how far are you going to take it? Some people would.
This isn't even
some
an
people get
article.
water from a well that where water forms. Crystals have deep in a cave. There is water that falls deep into that place, and it's basically naturally exists within crystals. So there's a water community that I've come across in Los Angeles, and they are into
drink
bottling
crystal
the water that lives naturally from the crystals.
This is when we should be going to the actual like location with you, and you're interviewing the people.
I would love
now
to
we're
do
out
that
here, and now we're going over what this crystal water.
This is crystal
Geyser.
It's not crystal, guys. It's horrible water.
I'm just saying.
That's what Crystal Geyser does?
Yeah, that's what they get it from. Crystal guys. Like, it's all black crystals. It's dirty.
This is the only place where water occurs naturally in a plastic factory.
Did you see that picture of who was it? It was Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk eating together, and they both were drinking Crystal Geyser.
And you felt verified.
Did you see the next day when Leonardo DiCaprio almost took
As a girl.
Bezos' girlfriend?
And then you see the next day when Jeff Bezos posted and
The
said,
next day?
That was weird.
that was super
That
weird,
was
bro.
really weird.
That was
Are
him
you gonna say
asking
you're
for a
gonna
threesome.
kill?
That was him
Oh.
asking for a threesome, low key.
Oh, I thought it
That
was.
was
Jeff
him being
Be-
like-
no, he was saying like,
I know he was saying that he kill him off the cliff. I don't believe that he really believes that he'll kill Leo.
for those of you that don't know, there is a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio
It's a video.
talking to.
It's a video.
Yeah, it's a video, right? But there's also
It's a video.
videos and screen grabs. It's a video of Jeff Bezos's girlfriend who I definitely researched.
I did too.
I knew her already.
A past news anchor for KTLA or something like that. Appears on The View and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how she got to know Bezos, but I was curious what
They've
Bezos'
been
dating pool is like.
since he got divorced.
So he cheated on her. His
No,
wife.
I think that was the one.
This
that
is
he
not our
divorced
business.
for.
Are we here to gossip? Let's
About
talk
Jeff?
about.
This has become a Jeff.
Let's
Bezos
talk
podcast.
about what's going on, guys.
Okay, so there's a picture.
He
there's
cheated
video.
on her. I can't believe that's the direction we just went in as a podcast. Chris was like, he cheated on her.
So his new girl is talking to Leo and looks very enamored.
Into it. Would you leave the world's wealthiest man for the world's sexiest man?
Let's talk about it. Someone was like, imagine trying to fuck her after a billionaire on Twitter. And I was like,
It's probably so much better.
yeah, I was like, it's probably
It's
so much
easy
better.
as shit.
So much better.
It's probably like, yeah, you had money before, but now you got this.
Have you ever had sex with a broke dude? I know when I was broke, I was fucking way better. Cause I was fucking for something. I was fucking way harder, way better. Cause it was more weight on what you did there. Cause you couldn't leave and have her be like, he broke and he can't fuck. That is horrible. So at least you like, he broke, but girl, I come alive.
And he was with the billionaire, but she was with the billionaire before who was like, it's all about me, you know?
Billionaire is one thing, fame is another. Fame is a monster, fame is a drug. You can be a billionaire all you want. You're still a villain that has to explain to yourself or have security enough that people know who you are. Of course, he's to a point now that we may know his face, but Leo is a star, has been a star
And
for
he's
so many
attractive.
years. And he's attractive and he's swaggy and he's
Yeah.
this and he's that. So, of course, the girl still meets the star and she's like, oh my God, I've watched you in every movie. Jeff can't act. Jeff can't act.
Unfortunately, Jeff can't act.
He can't.
Do you see his videos before his
That's what I'm
face
saying.
logs?
That's what
That
I'm
guy's charisma is not a strong suit.
That's what I'm saying. So of course she's looking at Leo like, damn, I got I have the richest guy in the world already. Or Elon Musk, whatever, cool here or there.
But there's always
I have the
somewhere to
richest-
go.
But she's looking like, damn, imagine if I had the biggest movie star in the world. I already got the richest dude. I accomplished that. I
I'm
could
bored
probably
of this.
throw him away. And now I got the
Because after a
biggest
certain
movie
point,
star.
money is money. Like once you have so much money, I feel like there's not a lot
Until
of
Jeff starts
difference.
buying people, and then you realize you don't have enough money.
This is also, if Jeff's listening to this podcast, he's like, that's exactly what I was worried about.
Thank you.
I don't have anything other than my money. Leo has charm. You know, I'm going to tweet a joke about how I'm going to kill him.
Hopefully that gets him on my side.
That's probably funny considering I actually have the money to have him killed, even though he's one of the biggest stars in the world. What if Leo mysteriously died? Would we all think it was Bezos?
For sure. For
no,
sure.
I wouldn't think
What?
it was Bezos.
If Leonardo DiCaprio dies
I mean, if you mean like today, if he died today, yeah, it's Bezos.
in this week span, if he dies.
But like if it's in the next like 2 years, 3 years, I'd be like, okay, I don't know what happened, but I don't think it's Bezos.
It
But
depends on
also-
how long he
but
holds a
also,
grudge.
that might be what Bezos wants.
What if Bezos? What if he killed Leo and just got away with it, and it was just a part of his personality now? Man, and that guy killed Leonardo DiCaprio.
Why are we doing this to
I
him?
loved Leonardo DiCaprio
Yeah,
until Jeff Bezos killed him,
yeah. That
and
would,
Jeff Bezos was like, "Whoops."
It
I
was
remember
our
when I
pride,
gave
though,
that
right,
$5 billion.
he would get out of it, right?
He would totally get out of
For
it.
sure
There's
would.
no way
Y'all
he
think?
doesn't.
No, wait. Now I have a gossip question. You guys honestly believe that Jeff Bezos could get away
With murder?
with killing? No, not murder, not regular murder. That's easy. That's easy stuff for Jeff Bezos.
Even like murder to hire or whatever. Hire to
Murder Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay, I think he could murder Leonardo DiCaprio, and I think he could pull off like Aaron Rodgering the whole thing and being like, "Well, I don't know." You know, like
What do you mean?
I don't know how the way Aaron Rodgers is like, I'm immunized. Be like, yeah, I heard somebody killed him. And everyone's like,
No.
fuck, he's making it obvious. He wrote it, if I did it.
No, it's not. Again, you okay? Just
Eva-
comparatively speaking, and this is me not saying that I don't know if O.J. Simpson did it or not. I know what I believe. Not okay. But what I will say is, I know that you're still comparing a celebrity to a non-celebrity. You're still comparing Aaron Rodgers to, I guess, society. I don't know, to nothing. This is still one of the biggest movie stars ever.
Oh, Leo.
So what I'm saying is, if Jeff Bezos killed Leo, I still think enough lawyers, enough people who really care about Leo, just off passion alone, off working with him, off whatever it is, would still crack the case against Jeff Bezos. I don't think Jeff Bezos would be able to get away with it. I'm not saying he couldn't do it. I'm saying he wouldn't get away with it unless he took him to space and dropped him off.
This would be the craziest like story of our lifetime if Bezos.
But the pandemic happened, so
our favorite movie star, and just like we were all like, he just gets to do that.
Yeah, we'd be like, that's crazy.
And it would be like, yeah, that's the world we've built for ourselves. Jeff Bezos gets to kill our favorite movie star and just. But then it's actually a dream within a dream.
Ooh.
Within a dream.
He's definitely gonna suspend Leo's Amazon account for sure.
That might happen.
That could don't.
And
Leo's getting kicked off Amazon.
Leo's like, I don't even use Amazon.
Parents give birth to each other's babies after shocking fertility clinic mix-up. 2 couples spent months raising baby girls that weren't theirs after a mix-up at a Los Angeles fertility clinic, which implanted the mothers with each other's embryos during in vitro fertilization, according to a lawsuit. Daphna Cardellnia said she and her husband, Alexander, quickly suspected that the girl she gave birth to in late 2019 wasn't theirs because she had a darker complexion than they do. I had a weird sort of gut reaction when she was born. It wasn't anything logical. It was just like an instinct, Alexander said during a news conference Monday with his wife. In the delivery room, he had expected a fair child like their firstborn, but he was surprised to see the baby girl came out with much darker skin. It was so jarring that Alexander actually took several steps away from the birthing table, backing up against the wall. But the parents ignored their doubts because they fell in love with the infant and trusted their doctors. I was overwhelmed by feelings of fear, betrayal, anger, and heartbreak, the distraught woman said, adding that she suffered trauma when she found out months later that she had carried another woman's baby and that the other woman had her child. I was robbed of the ability to carry my own child, and I never had the opportunity to grow and bond with her during pregnancy to feel her kick. Instead of breastfeeding my own child, I breastfed and bonded with the child I was later forced to give away.
That is wild. So basically, 2 couples switched babies.
Yeah. But how long did they keep the baby?
They kept it for 3 months.
3 months?
Before they got a DNA test to confirm that the embryos were swapped.
What if the baby as you had was way better than your baby?
You don't want to give it up.
You're like,
wait,
fuck, that's my baby?
My baby?
Fuck. It does look like us. We don't want that baby.
Oh, no.
We look like this baby. It's cuter.
Oh, that couple is beautiful.
Yeah, this baby's smart. Wait, you go to Harvard and you go where?
Wait, can we just pretend this didn't happen? Seems like you guys got better genetics.
What if the
than we
other
do.
parent won't give up the child? What happens then?
It's only been 3 months. It's my baby, fam.
It's
Yeah,
your
right.
baby. Sorry, we had a baby
Then the
swap.
court should jump in pretty. Police officers should jump in pretty
Jump
quick.
in.
I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
How much they gonna get to sue the hospital for? Them?
also they
Doesn't say.
said a lot about how that woman felt, but also imagine being the husband where you're like, this baby's black, honey.
For sure.
I'm white, so nobody else.
Well, what's interesting is another couple had to come forward and be like, I also don't think that this is my baby. So if
What
if
ethnicities were these people?
No, they were. One of them was black, and one of them was white.
Oh, that's real.
it doesn't say that they were black. It
Yeah.
just says it was a darker
It was a
complexion.
darker complexion.
yeah.
I thought one of them.
But
was
even
black.
this
In my-
picture,
in my
that's
own
not like a
imagination.
super darker like that's not.
Oh, that isn't that much darker.
It's not that much
No.
darker. She has dark
But-
hair.
Yeah,
but
she's
the
got dark hair.
sister seems to have blonde hair. Or the,
Yeah, she has blonde hair.
Yeah, but that don't
and
mean
she's-
you're gonna get brown and blonde hair. Blonde hair.
If you like have a
no,
Latino kid and you're
Well, yeah,
blonde family,
well,
you're probably like, wait a second.
No, of course that baby could be Latino or Latin or whatever. But I'm also saying, like, what if baby's just white with darker hair? White babies have darker hair too.
That could
sometimes.
happen.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah, so keep them.
No, I wasn't saying that. I'm just more saying, like, from that picture and that fair of skin and everything, it's not so crystal clear. Yeah, it could possibly look like a Hispanic baby under the pixelation right there. But I was just saying,
It's not that big.
Yeah, from the skin, it wasn't like this baby's dark.
Yeah, it'd be different if it was like a black baby.
Bitch, you fucking Wesley Snipes is what I'm saying. I thought the way you.
Oh, I heard a This American Life one time where a husband had that happen, where it was like a black child and he raised him and like did not ask questions, but everyone was like, and like he didn't question it, and it was a very interesting story. Yeah, I can't completely remember the end.
Isn't that like Me, Myself, and I, Irene?
I thought that was about multiple personalities.
Is that Jim Carrey?
I think so.
Oh, I think it was Me, Myself, and Irene. I thought it was like, why do your kids have a year-round tan? Because his kids clearly were not his kids. Crazy. Chris produced my full album.
With just beatboxing for me.
Prosecution rests its case against Kyle Rittenhouse and judge dismisses curfew citation charge. The prosecution on Tuesday rested its case against Kyle Rittenhouse in his homicide trial after calling 22 witnesses over the course of 6 days, setting up the defense to potentially call Rittenhouse to the stand. Once the prosecution rested, Judge Bruce Schroeder granted a defense motion to dismiss a curfew citation charge against Rittenhouse. Defense attorney said prosecutors had failed to present any evidence that a curfew was in place, and the judge agreed. The testimony so far has at times favored the prosecution's case that Rittenhouse committed 5 felonies and a misdemeanor in Wisconsin on the night of August 25, 2020. Yet other evidence, sometimes from the same witness, has bolstered the defense's argument that Rittenhouse, then 17, acted in self-defense when he opened fire. The events of that night, almost all captured on video, are hardly in dispute. Rittenhouse, armed with an AR-15 style rifle, fatally shot Joseph Rosenbaum and an unarmed man who was chasing the teenager, and then shot at 3 other people who confronted him.
So this is the kid from during the BLM protest. He's 17 years old. He wants to be a cop. He's kind of at risk. He's joined some like law enforcement, helps at-risk kids things. He just, that's the type of kid he is. He travels across state lines to go to Kenosha, where there's this, protest that has turned pretty bad. I think it's like stuff on fire and things like that. I don't know. So he went to this protest with an illegal weapon in order to, I don't know, I think fucking shoot somebody if he's lucky. I think that's how I think that in my mind, that's his mindset. The type of kid he seems like, I think that's his mindset, in my opinion. But maybe he's going to regulate and be
regulate what?
Vigilante.
Why would we need any 17-year-old?
Because he feels like business. Anything? Well, no, we don't need the 17-year-old. And also, if you truly believe in cops, then like the cops are on their own fucking team. They don't need you on their team.
No, I know you're not defending him. I'm just saying like
I'm just mad at him.
No, I'm just saying the wording just like being regulated. Of course. The entitlement, again, for you to even be like, okay, I want to be a cop. That's your fucking business. Cool. That has nothing to do with the civilians of the world that you aspire to be a cop one day. We can't be out here testing out your cop abilities.
Also, that's not, if you were a cop in your hometown, your job is not to go to other states and decide that you're also a cop there.
Well, he hasn't decided yet where he's going to be a cop at. He's testing out the markets. Yeah, but for you to fucking think that, yeah, it is your job to go across state lines and say, oh, I'm going to help regulate things. For your mother to even think that it's okay.
With an AR-15.
For AR-15. And for your mother to even think it's okay that, yeah, my son needs to help regulate things is also fucking problematic as shit.
It's really weird behavior.
Super weird behavior. I don't even understand how we're still in a place when we have, again, not to make it this, but this was this country has made it. When we have black people who be in prison for nothing, we got still people in prison for weed. Yeah. Weed. And he killed one person, right?
He killed two
people and shot 3, right?
And he shot 3. And my prediction is weirdly that he's going to get away with saying self-defense.
Yeah.
And that's because some guy chased at some guy who seems like maybe he was, he had just gotten out of jail. No, one of them who he killed, he had just gotten out of jail or the hospital.
He just got out of the hospital
earlier that day, and like he might have been like, they might be able to sell that he was like a scary figure who was running at him. So they're saying that Kyle can shoot this guy. And then they're
he
saying
wasn't running at him, was he? Initially,
I
thought the person was running after somebody else, and that's why he said he shot them.
The video, the cell phone footage said that it showed him running after Rittenhouse and throwing something at him.
Oh.
But it was after he claims that
but
Rittenhouse
shooting
was
somebody, then fucking hit them with the butt of your gun.
So the man that they're saying had got out of the hospital and had erratic behavior says earlier from the night showed Rosenbaum, I think that's how you say his name, yelling, "Shoot me." Inward, one of the armed men said Rosenbaum had acted belligerently, and another said he had threatened to kill him and Rittenhouse.
But in the video?
Yeah, it says it's in the video from earlier in the night.
I'm saying that the bad thing is that he could get away with self-defense. The third guy says that he, during the testimony, he said that he raised his weapon at him, and that was kind of a position where a lot of people are going, he's going to get off because the guy said he raised his weapon at him and he shot him.
The guy actually said he raised his weapon?
He said he raised his weapon at him. But here's my question. If he had shot Kyle and killed him, then he could obviously say self-defense because this guy had killed two people and was pointing at him. But because he raised it, it's now Kyle's self-defense. So now Kyle gets to claim self-defense and no consequences. So are we just saying that everyone gets to claim self-defense?
Yeah.
And now is this just going to be a fucking thing of protest that you can kill people and either party is allowed to say self-defense because this is the fucking precedent? It's just like Kyle Rittenhouse. He killed him out of self-defense.
So I don't know. So I'm still trying to get all the facts. So I'm asking
that's the
question.
part that's freaking me out.
The self-defense thing is cool, right? Whatever. He killed two people. Mm-hmm. What about the other person? Are we just saying he's self-defense because one person said it, you can kill two people? I'm confused.
I'm not. I can't remember about what the second bit.
Oh, Rittenhouse is accused of shooting dead Rosenbaum first before killing protester Anthony Huber, who was filmed striking the teen with a skateboard just prior to the shooting. He was charged with injuring protester because they thought he was an active shooter, though. So they were trying to take down
he
the
ran
shooter.
After him with a skateboard and hit him over the head. And shot him. And they shot him so they can argue that it was assault with a deadly weapon. And he
skateboard is a deadly weapon?
I think they can.
Because they won't clarify them as victims. They aren't allowed to refer to the people who died as victims.
Oh, really? Because they both are allegedly attacking.
Yeah, because they're saying it was in self-defense.
Interesting. I never even thought about that. No, so wait. But they're trying to take him down because they think he's an active shooter, but he doesn't have a gun. He just has a skateboard?
No, they were trying to take Rittenhouse down because they thought he was an active shooter. Because the guy...
Oh, so the guy believes he's trying to save the day.
So the first guy... And they think that because Rittenhouse was shooting him, they just said they shot him twice while he was still laying on the ground. So he's already dead, and he's still standing over him because they said that they had to have been shot at a horizontal level, which means that you had to be standing over him while he's down. So then after people see that, they're running up on him, trying to take him down, which was the guy on the skateboard, and then the paramedic guy who also had a gun and pulled his gun on him.
He
and then
definitely should have raised his hands if that first guy was out of self-defense. He should have immediately raised his hands and been like, that guy was out of self-defense. But they're gonna say he was scared. He was scared for his life. But he's not a fucking police officer. He's just a person.
Yeah. Yeah, he shouldn't be out there in the first place. Again, it's an illegal weapon. But you shouldn't be out there in the first place with the gun.
I don't think he's gonna face any consequences, and I think it's so weird.
I don't think it's weird.
I just think it's all the precedents it sets.
But Chris, this precedent has been set. Let's not lie. Let's not say it's weird. It's not weird that they gonna let this little white boy walk away. It's expected.
It feels like he did.
To me, it feels like he came there to instigate violence
1,000%.
and to instigate things. There's no reason for you to be 17 years old walking around streets of a protest with an AR-15. That's not for protection. That's not for. You have no reason to be there.
For you to shoot two more times standing over someone is.
You want to do that thing.
You're a murderer.
Yeah.
It's just like number one, the entitlement to come out here with a weapon, the entitlement to know that I can have a weapon, and the freedom of I can have a weapon and I won't die, no matter what. Nothing in this. I don't have the fear of me dying.
Mm-hmm. And then to shoot someone in the back, like you have the first couple shots. The first shot that he fired to Rosenbaum was first shot in his thigh, hand, and groin. And the last were in his back at a downward angle. The last 2 shots were in his back at a downward angle, which suggests he may have been horizontal at the time. And you're shooting him in his back. He's already down. He's disarmed. Of course, if you see someone standing over someone else, shooting them with an AR-15, your first thing is like, let me take down the gun person.
Of course.
And that's bold, and that's so brave to be like, I'm going to do it with a skateboard. You have an AR-15.
But now you're dead, and they're in court saying that you were an aggressive attacker that used the skateboard to try to take down Cal, and that's why you're dead. It's like,
if someone's coming after you with a skateboard, like, put your hands up and go, I'm sorry, you think they're really going to beat you to death with a skateboard in front of everybody?
Oh, and why you have your AR-15?
Yeah.
You don't have to shoot him. You could just say, hey, man, you could also hold it up at him.
You could literally have it around and hold your hands up.
You could also hold it up at him and say, hey, man, back up. I didn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
That was self-defense. I'll call the police myself right now, but you need to back the fuck up.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of things other than shoot a motherfucker again.
Yeah.
You came here to shoot people.
I don't think this conversation is being like had enough in the media. I think a lot of the media is talking about it the way that the court would talk about it, which is, do they have the burden of proof that it wasn't self-defense?
And that's what's bullshit.
Instead of just talking about like the human element of what that would be like while you were there, and the intentions of that person seem clear. Let's be honest about what it is to be a human being.
Or we're not saying that in the court because we only have so much access. But I think that we have all the access. For me, it's like, yeah, why is that not a question that's asked in court of like, hey, well, what did you try to do other than shooting him? What were the actual steps you took to not shoot him before you shot him? Or was that your only and first step? That's a problem. That's an issue. You know you have a real deadly weapon. You have a skateboard, fam. You gonna grind me to death, nigga? What the fuck? What the fuck? So like for me, it's like, what steps did you take to not shoot this? To not take a life?
Yeah.
Hey man, I got the deadly weapon. Bag the fuck up, fam. I'm trying to let you know what's going on. I could easily shoot you. I'm obviously not trying to shoot you.
And why do the people who are like blue lives matter people, like the police people, why do they stand behind this kid? That kid like broke protocol. That kid like is not being a good police officer.
Because all that kid has to say is I want to be a police officer, and then it becomes the side.
Oh, you want to kill people like the police?
Yeah, you want to be one of us. Well, you're already ahead of us, man. You're doing a great job.
I mean, I just don't understand why people are so passionately behind this person.
And guess what? You know what's crazy? He'll probably be a police officer one day.
Yeah, he probably fucking will.
If we still had police, if we want to do our fucking jobs.
Damn. I just don't understand. I mean,
you understand it.
Just the way that he can get off of, like, he's going to ultimately maybe get off of all charges when he just did a bunch of things wrong and made a bunch of bad judgments. And we're like,
privilege.
Go out there and try it again.
Privilege, Chris. Privilege. Let's not deny privilege. Let's lean into it and find solutions. Let's lean into it and call it out to make sure that the people who are privileged feel uncomfortable in their privilege, and they're doing things to also even the playing field as much as they can. Again, defunding the police, not to even go back to this, so long ago, but defunding the police does not mean completely destroying the police department. It does mean that we need to go in and readjust the foundation, that we cannot continue to try to just fix problems, right? You wouldn't, if you bought a house, as I've always used the analogy, you wouldn't just say, okay, the foundation is fucked up, let me just try to paint the walls, or let me just try to fix the window and hope that we ignore the foundation. If the foundation itself is not stable, if it's not correct, then there's nothing you can do to fix it. You have to start it over and decide how can we change the way that Department of Service looks? Yeah. How can we change the way the police, quote unquote, are set up, or what that looks like in different communities? And like, I don't know. I just think that the more and more that we have the 50-50 split and how the way this country was divided, it's not even about to people it's so black and white because they just want to argue so black and white and so firm and so extreme. But there are the grays and everything in between, and those conversations that we need to have to actually fix these things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's also like when they're building the house, they like give all the money to the concrete guy. And it's like maybe the concrete house isn't even the best house. Maybe let's think about other ideas. Like maybe that's not the only solution. Like they need to rebuild the entire idea of what policing is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, rather than being like, well, you couldn't take the money away from us. No. We want to like rethink this whole law enforcement thing. How does it work? The best it can work.
Yeah, but also get rid of the people in the police.
Yeah, because they want to be it a lot of times for the wrong reasons.
Well, you just have to clean house. It's like if something really bad happens, and it's like you ever seen a teacher?
How would you logically do that though? Because a lot of them, you might want to be like, we want to change culture, and they'd be like, me too. Yeah. Let's be the future of policing. And you're like, cool, I want to hire you. But then the other ones are going to be like, they let these lefties in to come tell us how to be policemen. We'll show you how to policemen. I don't know.
Like, I think for me, policemen and police
like how
officers.
Do you do it?
I got you. For police officers, as we say, officers to take office, you normally have to run, right? I think that in different communities, there need to be somebody to run the different police force or run what it is within those communities. I think we need the only police within our communities. I think it's very easy to police within the community that you actually live. I think, again, the problems happen within us letting people who don't live within these communities come and police these communities. So they play with these communities. They feel like they can just jump in and be on bullshit and smack a nigga around and beat up a Mexican or beat up a black man because I ain't got to live over here, fam. I'm fine. I can go home and go about my shit. You would be very conscious on how you police an area that you lived in. You'd be very conscious on how you police the area you lived in.
But then,
so for me, it's like
if you make police politicians, can they?
No, it's not
fucking politicians.
They can be politicians, but I still trust us letting them run and run. That's cool, but cool. I'm not gonna sit here and say all politicians are bad. I'm gonna say there are definitely some that are. But what I'm saying is, we still let them run for office. We still vote for them. We still have a say in that.
Yeah, they go, this is how I see police.
We still have a say in that. We still, guess what? You know what's great about politics? That whoever you vote for or whoever you don't vote for, you can still walk away and say, damn, either I hope that person win or, hey, that wasn't my choice. You know what I'm saying? With police, we don't even get that. It's just motherfuckers we don't know who get to do what they want to do over in your neighborhood. There's no connection there within that community. If you got people that you like, okay, he ran for office over here, he ran for police office over here, and it might be different districts, the same way there are different districts and police stations there. So you might be saying, I'm running for like an alderman or something, or like, you know what I'm saying, like almost an alderman for police per police fucking station. Hey, I'm running to be the actual person that runs. This is the stuff I'm looking for.
I like this idea in theory, but then I'm also wondering if it becomes like, and I'm the mega police versus you know, the Democrat police. And then
but I don't. Like, but why do you care if it's within their community?
Because then you get people like Sheriff Alito.
No, I got you, but yeah, but the difference is this. Again, you might be talking about the sheriff.
Sheriffs do that, right? They run for sheriff.
I don't even know what sheriffs do, bro.
I think they run for sheriff.
Yeah, but that's out in the I don't know where sheriffs at. Small towns,
like county
right?
sheriffs. So it's like county.
Doesn't everywhere have a sheriff?
I think everywhere has a sheriff.
We might have a sheriff too, but the sheriff of police. But the sheriff of police, I don't know if even runs.
In the United States, a sheriff is an official in a county or independent city responsible for keeping the peace and enforcing the law. Unlike most officials in law enforcement in the United States, sheriffs are usually elected, although some states have laws requiring certain law enforcement qualifications of candidates. Elected sheriffs are accountable directly to the citizens of their country, the constituents.
Yeah, but again, if you're saying, okay, so then the problem again becomes this, Chris. You're still saying Sheriff of Los Angeles Police, right? It becomes the sheriff of all this big ass fucking city, bro.
Sheriff.
becomes the sheriff of this big ass city, and then it's like millions of people here. Every community don't look the same. You still got one motherfucker running the DNA. So. Yeah, the Los Angeles County is huge.
Yeah, I agree.
It's huge.
I agree. Yeah.
Cook County is huge in Chicago.
And you're saying every little part of the city.
Every little part of the city should have their own motherfucker running that community, because that person is going to make sure that the DNA within that community is the same thing. They live there. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't shit where you sleep. You can't just, when you eat, you can't just be like, oh shit, I'm going to be here, act a fucking fool when I know that I'm getting voted in again in 2 years. And at the same time, I live here. I want my kids and the kids who look like me growing up to be policed properly. I don't have some white dude coming in being like, I'm y'all sheriff. And you don't live here.
I don't know. I could see room for corruption in both ways. And obviously we have a bunch of corruption right now.
Yeah, like what is that? Like you always do this.
There's corruption everywhere. So I guess it's unavoidable. But all of a sudden I'm like, if the people in the community elect the sheriff and there's a battle of how to enforce the law, I wish that, I don't know. Do you wonder sometimes if you'll get outvoted when it comes to people who want to enforce the law, and then they'll enforce laws super hard in like ways that you don't agree with?
No.
And then you're now under...
No, because guess what? You can move to a different community. Number one, start there. And secondly,
that's a harsh reality for somebody.
More than likely, the person that... I'm not thinking about... First of all, not to make this so dark again, but niggas is dying. So I'm not thinking about nothing that you talking about. But like, hey, I can get voted out. I'm thinking about to make sure the people within my community, yeah, but that's still wire over there. And guess what? If you had a dude who was your dad's friend who growing up, and he was also your friend's dad, you know, as well, where you're like, oh, that's my friend's dad and that's my dad's friend, cool. And he's so cool, and he became the sheriff, and he was in charge of, what town are you from again?
Arroyo
Grande. He was in charge of Arroyo Grande. You at least know that that's my dad's friend. He lives here. He understands the community. He probably knows most people.
And now me and my dad can do anything.
No,
we know the cops.
No, not at all. But saying.
But that's what cops feel like sometimes.
Yeah, but guess what? That's what cops do in their own communities.
That's what they do. Yeah,
in their own communities.
True, I get what you mean.
In their own community, they do it.
They go out and they police other communities.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I just watched a video that I made a comment on ridiculousness. It'll definitely be left in. That's that white privilege. People will hate it. But it was a girl, and it was her birthday, right? And the officer said, you know what? He comes over, white girl. She's in handcuffs at the time. And he says, you know what? Because it's not your because it's your birthday, I'm not going to give you those 2 felonies. She was like, I promise to God. And she's promised to God. She said, thank you so much. And I said, white privilege. And Robin, she knows, started dying laughing. But also in the same breath, white privilege. In your community, you might do that for a kid that you just understand. Hey, you just getting drunk over here in this fucking community. You little motherfucking badass. You got that party going on over there. Y'all stop being bad. Y'all go home. Y'all start smoking weed. Y'all go home before I motherfucking tell y'all parents. I know y'all parents as well.
And kind of in a way, don't you believe that?
I'm here to police, but I'm also protect and serve.
Everybody should get white privilege, right?
Nah,
or are you saying everybody should not get?
I'm saying white privilege ain't white privilege in a community by itself. It's just privilege in a community, or it's just no privilege. Black privilege ain't black privilege. It's us being within. I'm saying if the people within that community, if my dad is policing my community, he gonna police it completely different than some white dude who ain't gotta live here.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It ain't privilege. White privilege or whatever it is across the board. It's just more that I'm going to respect what goes on within us. I know the child. I am the child.
I think oftentimes everybody should thinking about things in general, almost give people the benefit.
I know the crackhead.
Of thinking about it, but. Back to the case we were talking about in the last story. I can't give that guy. But a lot of times you have to go think about it from the person's perspective. So you're saying everybody should be given privilege, or are you saying that everybody should be cracked down on?
No, I'm saying that
because I think a lot of people would go, okay, everybody should be cracked down on.
No,
and some people should say everybody should have privilege.
The way I say to you every time is that my coach would say to a referee, I don't care if you're good. I don't care if you're bad. I just care that you're consistent. And I would always be like, that's a dope line. Because for me, it's like, I don't even care. I mean, I do care, you know, but at the same time, I don't even be asking. We don't even ask for anything better than anybody. We just ask for equality. It's just like, if you're going to give the privileges to your children, if you're going to give the leniency in your community, then give the same in ours. And that's not too hard. It's not too crazy to ask for. But these laws and these rules and these things that have been put into place have been put into place for a reason. And it's that we don't get those same privileges or leniencies because it's a ticket on our head, and it's good money to lock a nigga up.
It's never too early to start gift shopping for the holidays, especially because they're right around the corner. Today you can save big on a gift they'll use every day: Raycon wireless earbuds. Use Raycon wireless earbuds for working out, going for walks, listening to your favorite podcast, wine and weed, or whatever you may use them for. With seamless Bluetooth pairing and a comfortable noise isolating fit, you can start listening right away and keep listening for hours. The audio quality is amazing, comparable to what you get from other premium brands, except Raycon starts at half the price. The new everyday earbuds come with 3 new sound profiles to make sure everything you're listening to sounds its best, with just the right amount of bass. Raycon offers 8 hours of playtime and 32-hour battery life. There's also a built-in mic, and you can take calls on your earbuds at the press of a button. So this holiday season, get them something they can use for calls or music, for work or play, at home or on the go. Or pick up a pair for yourself. Trust me, you're going to use them every day. Go to buyraycon.com/wineandweed today to unlock exclusive deals up to 20% off your Raycon order. But hurry, this offer is available for a limited time only, and you don't want to miss it. That's buyraycon.com/wineandweed to unlock up to 20% off your Raycons. buyraycon.com/wineandweed. Web browsers keep track of your past activity for a reason. The history comes in handy if you want to find a funny article again or return to a tab that you accidentally closed. At the same time, some people find this constant tracking a little on the creepy side. Not to mention that if you share a computer with others, you might not want them all in your business, especially when it comes to your more private Google searches. I know most of you are probably thinking, why don't you just use incognito mode? Let me tell you something. Incognito mode does not hide your activity. It doesn't matter what mode you use or how many times you clear your browsing history. Your internet service provider can see every single website you've ever visited. That's why even when I'm at home, I never go online without using ExpressVPN. It doesn't matter who your internet service provider is. ISPs in the US can legally sell your information to ad companies. ExpressVPN is an app that reroutes your internet connection through the secure servers so your ISP can't see the sites you visit. ExpressVPN also keeps all of your information secure by encrypting 100% of your data with the most powerful encryption available. Most of the time, I don't even realize I have ExpressVPN on. It runs seamlessly in the background and is so easy to use. All you have to do is tap one button and you're protected. ExpressVPN is available on all your devices, phones, computers, even your smart TV, so there's no excuse for you not to be using it. Protect your online activity today with the VPN rated #1 by CNET. Visit my exclusive link, expressvpn.com/wineandweed, and you can get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. That's expressvpn.com/wineandweed. expressvpn.com/wineandweed to learn more. Brothel offers free sex session to patrons who get COVID vax on site. Guess a spoonful of sugar really does make the medicine go down. An Austrian brothel has devised an ingenious way to incentivize people to get the coronavirus vaccine by offering promised patrons a free fling with a prostitute of their choosing if they get immunized. We are very popular, Christoph Leacher, director of the Fun Palace in Vienna, told Reuters of the enticing new initiative, which they created in response to the recent government mandate barring the unvaccinated from restaurants and other indoor areas amid an infection spike last week. The measure, known as 2G, had reportedly caused a 50% dip in the number of clients at the brothel. To help stem the financial hemorrhage, Fun Palace is offering the COVID jab every Monday from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. through the end of November. Best of all, men who get vaccinated on site will be gifted a free 30-minute session in the Skin Merchants VIP Club with the lady of their choice. Think of it as a sexy nurse role-playing scenario, but with the actual medical care. Many men, very many men, with a migration background virtually refuse vaccination or don't even know that you can be vaccinated. And since we are actually reaching this target group, we decided to set up a vaccination street here. Boys as young as 14 are reportedly allowed access to the clinic, provided they have an adult with them, while women are also being encouraged to head to the Fun Palace for a coronavirus shot.
So their adult can cash in on the prize?
Yeah, or also is the 14-year-old
That's so weird.
Is the 14-year-old allowed to come and just get vaccinated, or is the 14-year-old allowed to come get vaccinated and come?
He's allowed to come as long as an adult allows him permission to come.
That's crazy. Imagine.
No, he's allowed to come. He's allowed to go for the sex session too.
I think so. Over
A
there,
14-year-old?
it's overseas, right?
It says boy. Yeah, it's in Austria.
I'm sorry. That's weird.
Yeah, it's super weird, but it's their rules, Chris. We think a lot of weird rules are in other countries and in this country.
Okay, well, first of all, because I was just trying to think about the business plan the whole time.
First of all, for you to be bringing them here to get vaxxed, only to get STDs is crazy. For them to be like, hey, let's prevent you from getting COVID so you can get STDs. It's kind of ass backwards. Every little bit helps who?
I think there's a lot of dudes who are like a lot of weirdos who shut up every week. It was like, oh no, I just got vaccinated. I'm just gonna get another one.
I'll get a booster shot.
I didn't even think about that. The amount of men that are for sure gonna lie.
Like, I gotta bring my son. I gotta bring my son so I can get a free.
Sir, you're tweaking. I'm over vaccinated. I'm not gonna lie.
Overdosing on the vaccination.
I'm drained of cum and over vaccinated.
I have Moderna in the left side, Johnson Johnson in the right side.
I wonder how the women feel about this.
The women that are fucking the vaccinated men, that is crazy. Like, at least I'm not getting COVID. But for them to be like, I imagine men are signing up for this. That's like a lot of extra work. Are they being paid a little more?
I hope they are.
Because the vaccine's free, right?
That's my question. They have to be receiving some sort of.
Yeah, the vaccine's free.
Like, how could you just convince these women to do this unless the 30-minute session is like not included?
It's a therapy session. It's a therapy session. They're talking to the guys. No, I think what they're probably doing.
30 minutes is a long time though to just.
No, I did. Well, I think they're doing.
Timeshare people do it all the time.
Is that? Well, I think if I can think business and think about business, I would say, come on, Nikki, come on. I would say in business that what they're probably doing is the actual insurance companies or the actual Moderna, Pfizer, whoever it is, whatever companies are paying for the vaccinations are probably just throwing a little bit on top to pay for the prostitution as well. Probably being like, all right, we'll cut a big check to try to get more people to actually get vaccinated. So whereas we were going to cut you this check, now we'll cut this check to make sure we can get some sloppy toppy on the way out.
And they're probably charging them in other ways. Like you have to buy 2 drinks or like something like that to make sure that
brothels charge for drinks?
2 vodkas and a Moderna.
What is it?
Like a comedy
club? A comedy club.
I would think that like there needs to be some kind of like cash flow just to make sure that people are just like
coming to the stage next is pussy.
I mean, also, do you like have to get the vaccination and then like come back in 5 weeks? Because if you get the vaccination, you're not like immune right away.
You gotta get the second shot.
So you gotta get the second shot. Yeah. You gotta come back in weeks from when you got the.
Yeah. You gotta come again.
Sorry, you've been here multiple times.
You can't just get the shot and jump in with her. Or these girls really are crazy.
Are these girls vaccinated?
Crazy girls.
These girls are immunized.
Anti-vax.
They're immunized.
What do you think that happens at other workplaces if the whole strippers agreed to be vax and one stripper was anti-vax?
That's not right, Chris. Those not strippers. They're brothel workers. That's different.
Okay. How about brothel workers?
Stripper strip.
Yeah, but they're still close to people.
Yeah, but stripper wasn't.
Strippers
you think every stripper is vaxxed right now? I don't think any stripper is vaxxed.
If I can be honest with you, I think they already got COVID. So I think they're like, I already got COVID.
I don't think any stripper is vaxxed, bro.
Zero?
I feel like there's probably a couple.
As I think about
I
strippers,
feel like there's a couple.
There's strippers who wear glasses.
As I think about strippers, I'm saying
super spreaders.
1% of strippers are vaxxed. We need to be pushing the stripper community more to get vaccinated.
And if you are a stripper and you're vax, let us know.
Because strippers ain't getting vax either. Now, what percentage of strippers are black? I don't know. But what I will say is strippers ain't getting vax. There's a whole bunch of different communities that ain't getting vax. My dog ain't vax. I ain't telling anybody that yet.
Wow.
Animals can get COVID.
Yeah, they can't get COVID. So why people not forcing dogs to get vax? I know Nucky is a super spreader for sure.
I was nervous at the beginning of COVID when people pet my dog. I was like, oh, what if you just sneeze on your hand?
Yeah, what if they did?
Can I get? And then they said you
They
can't
can
get
spread
COVID from dog fur. And I went, cool. I read one article. I'll believe it. And I went with it because it was easier on my life.
Yeah,
which I think a lot of people do.
I think that's what you do for most
things, for sure.
I think it's the wrong thing to do in this case. I think that's what Aaron Rodgers is kind of doing. I don't mean to bring it back to A-Rod.
A-Rod.
Do people call him?
No,
that's Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Have people ever done that?
No, you just did that.
I was going with you.
A-Rod?
He really wanted the credit for it. You liked it. And he in that moment, he was like, this is something.
I thought it is something, Chris.
He was do other people do this, or am I first? Okay, I'll go rapid fire really quick. New York man burst into flames after being tased. Report. That's the headline. I didn't read the article at all. But what I think is happening here is very simple because I work on a show called Ridiculousness. And I've been watching videos lately. Oh, you do? So let's see if I'm right.
All right.
What's been happening a lot, or I've seen in videos, multiple people have been tased and they catch on fire because they have lighters in their pockets. Mm-hmm. And the actual tase is catching on the lighter. Whoa. And it's blowing up.
Chris,
unlucky.
She's going to say I'm completely wrong. She's so excited. I thought she was hitting me with the
Oh my God.
Chris, what do you think?
Okay, I think that they have recently maybe put some hairspray in or some oil on their skin, and it had a bad reaction and it kind of like lit up their outer layer.
Okay, can I ask one question? Can we both get a hint? What ethnicity is the person who caught on fire?
It's like there's a buzzer right in front of us.
His name is Jason Jones.
Oh, very down the middle.
He is from New York. He's from upstate New York.
Upstate
New York.
Sounds like he's white. I think he's a white guy. Is he?
Here's a picture. He is white.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he was white too. Just upstate New York and Jason Jones. I know some black people with the last name Jones, but I know some
Are either one of us right yet?
You're right, Chris.
You guys are both similar to being right. You with the oil, you with the object, I guess. He had just put a bunch of hand sanitizer on.
That's pretty close to what I said.
And I guess the hand sanitizer...
I don't have COVID, but I have 33 burns now.
They got him in the hand? Or he put it all over himself? Either way.
He had his hands up?
So, a 29-year-old upstate New York man who covered himself in hand sanitizer burst into flames after police used a taser on him. Jason Jones had entered the village of Catskill Police Department last week and got into a confrontation with the officers. Police told the paper that Jones, who was known to them from previous encounters, appeared intoxicated, and officers used a taser to subdue him. I think they were afraid he was going to hurt himself, and that's what started it. There are still details that we were trying to develop. It was unclear when Jones poured the hand sanitizer over himself and whether officers witnessed him do it. Jones is in an intensive care unit at Upstate University Hospital in Syracuse, and people familiar with the matter told the paper that his condition is grave.
Jones is wild.
Is grave?
His condition is grave?
He burst into flames.
Damn.
Oh, he really covered himself with hand sanitizer.
I'm going to say they killed him.
I'm going to say that
I don't think he really put a hand sanitizer on himself.
You think they poured hand sanitizer on him?
Why is that so crazy for you guys to believe? Please.
I think it could also be somebody who had a mental break that they've dealt with before.
But they didn't say he had a mental break.
They said he dealt with him before. And they had known him from previous encounters.
Yeah, but you think he going to just be like, what if he had encounters with them? But it could be encounters.
And brought it back.
What if, but you going to just say he came in and was like, hand sanitizer?
I wonder if there's video
They say he was covered in hand sanitizer.
He said he doused himself with hand sanitizer. Yeah.
So I'm saying.
Yeah,
so you would have said he came in, he was clearly having a mental break. He was all the way in. Yeah, he had pretty much went swimming in hand sanitizer.
It is weird. I mean, he came to the police department. He walked in. So it's
I mean,
Drunk.
did he?
They was like, Jason, we tell you a little.
Wait, are we saying did he come to the police station, or are we saying?
That's what they're saying.
Is that where?
Are you trying to?
Or are you saying he did come to the police station, but then they like tackled him and tortured him?
I'm saying I don't know. I'm saying that it does say that he came to the police station.
This fanfic. It's not alleged. Do it say allegedly when you make up stories?
Yeah, that's what I do.
But it's not alleged. No one has alleged it until just now.
Yeah, but that's allegedly now. You're alleging it.
Now you're alleging it.
You're the person alleging it.
Allegedly, according to Chris.
Allegedly, because I'm saying it right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Allegedly, and then just make up anything you want.
Okay, rapid fire. Tween has eaten nothing but chicken nuggets her whole life.
Wow.
That's crazy. Those parents should be arrested, no?
No, I read the article. I know what this one's
Say
about.
no?
I know what it's about.
So what the fuck does that mean? Chicken
She
nuggets her whole
has-
life? She has a disease where she can only eat chicken nuggets? Bullshit.
She has like a fear. It's like a somnia.
Have a crystal
Is it
for that.
somnia? Is it somnia when you're like afraid of something?
No, insomniac is where you.
You can't sleep.
Yeah,
What is it called? A phobia.
Phobia.
She has a phobia,
Phobia of
of
what?
other foods.
that's bullshit. She's lying to her parents to just eat chicken nuggets.
It's actually a real thing. It's called ARFID.
AR.
And it's like having arachnophobia.
Afridophobia?
ARFID?
I thought you said A.
She's afraid of other
No, it's like
foods?
capital A
Oh,
R.
Wait,
I don't
she's actually afraid of other foods?
Yeah,
Like
so it
watermelon
sends
comes
panic through a
nearby?
person's body, resulting in them retching, gagging, and vomiting just at the thought of
Okay.
an unsafe
Damn.
or new food.
Okay, so
How
then,
terrifying.
so
What a
can she
terrifying
eat
life.
everything else that she's eaten before chicken nuggets, or is chicken nugget?
Chicken nugget was the only thing, but now she she
when
started
she was
working.
born, they like
with,
chicken nugget this bitch. They put a chicken nugget down her.
I think
mouth.
she's been eating chicken nuggets since she was like 18 months.
Yeah, what happened to
feels
18
premature
months?
to give her a chicken nugget. At 18 months.
And now she's been working with a hypnotist
Hypnotist.
that had worked with other kids that have this same
Chicken nugget problem.
phobia, I guess. And
It's
now
not a
she
phobia.
can eat.
Oh, she's afraid of other foods. I
What
guess.
have
She's
you
a
never
favorite
seen
food.
Jenny Jones? These people
Oh, man.
existed.
Yeah, no, these people. But that's like
It
just
was like
random.
she's afraid of balloons.
That was like random people. This is a girl saying that she's afraid of every food other
So the
than
only
a chicken
food
nugget.
that she was eating, it was mostly
No,
chicken
those people be,
nuggets.
like afraid of balloons. That's one thing. I'm afraid of every food other than chicken nuggets. You're not listening. I'm not. I'm afraid of everything but a chicken nugget, fam.
Sometimes she would eat white bread, French fries, or other bland snacks, but it was mostly just chicken nuggets.
She's gonna stop on these carbs, man. This is crazy.
She's just
Yeah, no,
loving
it's
the carbs.
insane. Like, will she?
She looks
survive?
fit. She doesn't look like
Well, she's also like 12,
she's
but her mom is the same size too. What does her mom eat?
probably regular food.
She's like, I only eat chicken nuggets as well.
She's 11, so it's for 10 years she's been doing this.
10 years straight of chicken nuggets only.
Oh, it's called avoidant restrictive food intake disorder.
That's made for her. That's an ESPN stat. The first person ever in
What are
history
you gonna
of
do if your kid is
hot
like?
dog eating
You
contest.
take him to this hypnotherapist, and in 3 weeks now she's up
That's
to
what you do.
24 different foods now.
Oh, what's she eating now?
Um,
Have an update, Jenny Jones. I've moved on to broccolini. Some salmon. What is she eating?
It doesn't say what she's
Oh,
eating.
I would
now,
love to
but
know where she's
tried.
growing.
She's now at least tried 24 new foods.
We should do a whole new Food Network TV show around her trying new foods.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I know.
I think
'Cause
it
I'm a
could be
fucking
very
producer.
traumatic. I think it could be.
She
like
cries every
her being
episode.
Like, no, I don't want it. And they're like,
Watches
you
every
did it.
room.
You tried it. We mushed up carrots and you took a little sip.
Ew.
She tried carrots. She
Give her like
tried.
pizza or burgers.
No, I think you've been extreme. I think she's enjoying everything she's trying. I think she's just afraid to try it. And then once she tries it, it's like, damn, pepperoni pizza, nigga. I've been missing this. I think she tried bacon and was like, fam,
Now
y'all
I'm a
niggas
pepperoni
crazy.
pizza
Yeah, I think
kid.
she in the game now. 24 foods. I think she's moving pretty
24
fast. Pretty fast.
She's tried at least 24, but she hasn't liked them all. But
They haven't.
she's,
Who said that?
her mom said that.
Oh, her mom just trying to keep her on the wave of like, she only eats chicken nuggets. McDonald's. I'm saying it for you to give her an endorsement deal.
Chick-fil-A,
Chicken
your
nugget.
move.
The chicken nugget girl.
Burger King catches her eating broccoli.
Takes photos of her, posts them. We're like, damn, that's crazy. The chicken nugget girl be eating at Taco Bell. It's a scandal.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think it'd be hard to open up
to other things other than chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
I remember when chicken nuggets came out. I'm lying. I said that
You
before.
said that before.
Yeah,
We
and it was
debunked
not
that
true.
rumor.
It was like 1975 or something. That was crazy.
It was in 1975. I'm interested to know what the history
When chicken
of
nuggets
The history of chicken nuggets. I think it was like a 19.
Are we saying McChicken, like chicken nuggets from McDonald's, right?
The only chicken nugget that counts. I don't even eat chicken nuggets. I'm joking.
This is actually a Google thing. When did chicken nuggets come out? First
Yeah,
hit?
of course. People telling you right now.
1983. Oh wait, no. Tyson Foods to create a winning product in 1979, and the McNugget debuted in 1983.
The chicken nugget was invented in 1950s by Robert C. Baker, a food science professor at Cornell University, and
we
published.
were talking about the McDonald's.
No, I know, but I'm just letting you know who invented the chicken nugget. It was this dude, Robert C. Baker. You know what I'm saying?
Smart.
That's crazy. How rich do you get off creating the chicken nugget? Like, do you patent the whole thing, the chicken nugget? Or what if he didn't come up with the word nugget? Like, you know how Kleenex is their own company. People might call a little sheet of tissue a Kleenex. Can't pass me a Kleenex? Well, Kleenex is his own company. You might be talking about a different brand. Did he patent chicken nugget? Or
and I don't know if he came up with it.
It's
I
right
don't
I
here.
agree with you.
But look at him. You think he came up with chicken nuggets?
A black woman cooked that for him for sure. Some black woman said, "Move, nigga, I got this. Put this in a ball. I'm gonna fry this bitch. We've been doing this for a long time."
Yeah, and he
You
was
little
like, "This is
bitch.
amazing."
Unless it was like Robert makes these crazy chicken nuggets.
Well, you
Oh,
think he
wait.
was a BuzzFeed fucking employee?
He was
Robert?
like he was like a side. It was like a side hustle for him.
I don't know if an inventor is inventing the chicken nugget. I think a chef or someone who cooks and likes to cook.
He was an inventor?
Says he's an inventor. He was
I
an
don't know.
inventor.
I like
Inventors
this
might
guy.
create chicken nuggets. Inventors made the hot dog for sure. It took an inventor to make the hot
It
dog.
definitely did.
Yeah, it's not a chef thing.
That was a nigga with technology. That's it. Put some shit together. Make a hot dog. So I'm saying chicken nugget is not just chicken either.
What? Yeah, it is.
Live your life, woman. Live your life and do your thing.
You don't think a chicken nugget is just boneless wings?
Oh, you think boneless wings? I ain't never met a chicken with no bones. You think
It's the
boneless?
breast of the chicken. No,
You believe that? You think they just make it? They mixing up all that breast for you each time.
no, they're not mixing it up.
So how you doing? How they getting there? How they getting just the
So
breast?
I don't know if
Chicken
I want
mush.
to ruin how I feel about chicken nuggets just yet.
I don't know how. What is
I thought
the
it was
original
just chicken
nugget?
breast cut up, and then they
Just cut it up. So I'm
Yeah,
asking-
just cut
They're
up.
cutting it up and putting it back together for you and
What
then
do you
frying
mean
it
putting
around
it back together?
to make the full pieces. The chicken nugget. The
I
chicken
think
nuggets
they
are all around the same size, baby girl.
McDonald's chicken nuggets, they're like all
Okay, then
squares. So
even
you're just
anywhere
cutting the
else.
square out
Where
of
you
the.
Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets, they might be real.
How do they
Those
look
are
like?
real. They look like
I don't
chicken
know
little
what they look
pieces.
like. Oh, little
Like they're
chicken
all
pieces.
different sizes.
I think McDonald's is like chicken paste.
I don't know.
And
Chicken
they
paste for
freeze
sure.
the little chicken paste.
And what do you think is in that chicken paste? You think
They
it's just
cover
chicken?
it with breading. They make it taste like McDonald's.
They put the McDonald's seasoning on it.
And then they deep fry it, reheat it,
And you enjoy it.
and give it to you. And you go, this is what I expected.
Yeah, this is what I wanted. I'm not mad at
Chicken nuggets is what I wanted. Whenever I have the Big Mac, I'm like,
I should have got
Okay.
a chicken nugget.
that's what
that.
McDonald's
I've never
is.
ordered a chicken nugget meal ever in my life.
Oh, chicken
Really?
nugget is
Chicken
Never
nuggets
great.
are
in my
pretty
life.
good. I like chicken nuggets.
I don't ever order no fucking
Not
chicken.
from Chick-fil-A
I don't order
either.
even boneless chicken like
I
that.
love
That's
boneless
your
chicken.
thing.
I love
I don't
it.
trust boneless chicken. Chicken's got bones.
It's
man.
so much easier to eat with a fork, and it's less messy.
I know I'm eating chicken.
You get
at
more.
least. I know I'm at least eating chicken when the chicken's on the bone.
I'm
It's
pretty
a
sure I'm
chicken.
eating the chicken too.
I don't know
I'm
if
eating
you
a
are, baby
different
girl.
part of the chicken.
I don't know if you're eating chicken.
I'm eating the breast, all white meat.
Oh, you would like to think that? I don't know if you're eating chicken.
I get the authenticity.
You
of
might
having
be eating
chicken
pigeon.
on the
What about
bone.
chicken
You might be
tenders?
eating pigeon.
Are chicken nuggets not just chopped up chicken tenders?
Chicken tenders, I trust more as a breast than I do chicken
Chicken
nuggets.
chicken nuggets are like little
All
chicken
that
tenders.
shit is still
Nuggets
chicken
can
mixed
be
and put together.
nuggets can be a little squirt paste. And that's
It
what I
is.
think McDonald's
It
is.
is.
I
You
think
know
it's
Wait,
just pink
McDonald's is
slime.
an entity by itself,
And
but
the
I'm
paste
saying
is
the
just
other
like
chicken
slime.
tenders.
This is the paste color too.
But also, isn't
Stop
that
doing
the
this to me.
best? Isn't that the best nugget though? Like,
don't
what
eat
is
chicken
the
nuggets.
nugget? Is the nugget that, or is that all of a sudden a fucking chicken tender? Or
Okay.
a chicken
Ooh.
finger.
Okay,
Ooh,
okay.
what are-
I
chicken
got it,
fingers
I got
are
it.
different.
Let me give you
What
guys
are
this. Let me
chicken
get-
fingers?
I never liked chicken
Can I
fingers.
give you guys this? Can I give you guys the facts really quick? Robert Baker traveled the world innovating how people eat and view chicken. He spent his entire
I like
academic
this
life
guy.
at Cornell University, 1957 to 1989, way too long, fam. Get out of college. And published some 290 research papers. In 1970, he founded the university's Institute of Food Science and Marketing. Baker was elected a fellow of the Institute of Food Technology, technologist in 1997. Accredited to him are more than 40 poultry, turkey, and cold cut innovations, making him the George Washington Carver of poultry. You will still be in the shadow of a black man. In addition of creating the chicken nugget, he is also responsible for a revolutionary way to buying breaded chicken, co-invented the machine responsible for deboning chicken, and creating the chicken and turkey hot dogs and turkey ham. McDonald's is often falsely credited with the invention of the chicken nugget. In fact, Baker published his chicken nugget recipe in the 1950s as an unpatented academic work, while McDonald's patented its recipe for chicken McNuggets in 1979 and started selling the product in 1980. Baker's famous recipe for Cornell chicken was actually innovated while Baker was at Penn State, but never gained appreciation until he joined the facility at Cornell. Baker missed out on his bread, fam.
What's Baker's first name?
He missed out on his bread, but also he was weirdly obsessed
with chickens. He was fucking chickens for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, he was around those chickens. He was having sex with those chickens for sure.
No, he had
Chris. He was fucking those chickens.
He had a weird obsession with chickens and birds.
But I mean, what was George Washington Carver doing with them nuts?
Nuts I could understand. But
okay.
No,
that's your own thing, sweetheart.
No, because it's like peanuts or whatever. I can understand that.
Dude, it blows my mind that he loved chicken so much that this guy invented not only the recipes of chicken McNuggets, but how the machine for deboning. That's some
weird torture thing.
That guy loved eating chicken.
He really did love. He hated chickens. He loved eating them.
Yeah, I don't know if he had a weird thing with chickens. I think he just loved eating them.
Maybe a chicken attacked him at an early age, and he promised chickens revenge.
The deboning thing is definitely a torture device.
That's a torture device for
sure.
He used it on people first. Let's close this thing out with the tragedy. Obviously, everybody is talking about and seeing this past weekend at the Astroworld event in Houston. It's super unfortunate. It's crazy. It's kind of hard to really comprehend, but we're going to try our best as we kind of go over what that whole thing is about.
Travis Scott facing lawsuits after Astroworld tragedy. Here's what we know. A crowd-surging incident at Travis Scott's Astroworld Music Festival on Friday night in Houston led to the death of 8 attendees and left many others injured. A criminal investigation is underway, and a slew of lawsuits have been filed alleging that Scott, concert promoter Live Nation, organizer Scoremore, and others involved with the event were responsible for the deadly crowd surge. Scott, an 8-time Grammy-nominated rapper and Houston native, released a statement expressing his sorrow over Friday's events. "I'm absolutely devastated by what took place last night," the rapper wrote on Twitter. "Here's everything we know about how the music festival turned fatal and what happens next." Travis Scott will no longer perform at Day and Night in Vegas. Scott is out as one of the headliners of the Day and Night Music Festival this weekend. The festival announced Monday night. Travis Scott will no longer be performing at Day and Night, the festival said in a statement. "The security and safety of all attending Day in Vegas has been and is always top priority in our festival planning. We continue to work hand in hand with law enforcement, medical personnel, and public safety agencies on our protocols for the weekend." As of Monday, several concertgoers have filed at least 17 lawsuits, and Scott was named in at least 14 of the personal injury lawsuits filed in Harris County by Astroworld attendees alleging negligence and gross negligence. Each civil suit seeks over $1 million in damages in a jury trial. Tragically, due to the defendants' motivation for profit at the expense of concertgoers' health and safety, and due to their encouragement of violence, at least 8 people lost their lives and scores of others were injured at what was supposed to be a night of fun, reads one of the complaints. Famed civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump said he has filed on behalf of survivor Noah Gutierrez and expects to file on behalf of others soon. "We are hearing horrific accounts of the terror and helplessness people experienced, the horror of a crushing crowd, and the awful trauma of watching people die while trying to save them. There is no excuse for the events that unfolded at NRG Stadium on Friday night. There is every indication that the performers, organizers, and venue were not only aware of the hectic crowd, but also that injuries and potential deaths may have occurred. Still, they decided to put profits over their attendees and allow the deadly show to go on. Scott and festival organizers are issuing full refunds to all those who purchased tickets for Astroworld following the tragic turn of his Houston concert." Houston police chief revealed Monday that he expressed public safety concerns directly to Scott during a brief and respectable meeting ahead of the Astroworld concert on Friday, and met with Travis and his head of security for a few moments last Friday prior to the main event. In my 31 years of law enforcement experience, I have never seen a time with more challenges facing citizens of all ages, to include a global pandemic and social tension throughout the nation. Finner said in the statement that he asked Scott to work with HPD for all events over the weekend and warned him to be mindful of his team's social media messaging.
So eight people died and like a bunch of others were injured from like a crowd crush.
Yeah, so the surge began shortly after 9 p.m. And it
was also because there was a lot of people who were let in who weren't supposed to be there or who broke security protocol, right?
Mm-hmm.
They like broke the security barricades.
Yeah, they stormed the VIP entrance and completely like took down, overran the security, like hundreds of people.
There's maybe 1,000.
And then they were like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know if 1,000 people in a sea of 50,000 people is enough to be like, these people caused this full ruckus.
Well, it just feels like a really poorly controlled event from the beginning.
No, yeah, and that's what I was gonna say, is that I feel like, when I see people saying this isn't Travis Scott's fault or this isn't this person's fault, I think it's just more of a collective of people or companies. I know Travis Scott's name itself is one person, and that's what sucks. That you guys hear Travis Scott and think they're saying Travis Scott, but the brand of Travis Scott is really big. Travis Scott has done collaborations with McDonald's, with Sony for PlayStation, with Fortnite, with just so many big companies, and the brand of Travis Scott is, I think, close to being $1 billion brand. But
also he is the event organizer.
No, 100%. That's what I'm saying. So when you think of the name, I think they're just saying solely that person. But the unfortunate thing is, when you own a business, when you are the person that is the CEO or in charge of certain things, even if that's not your exact job, even if you are talent and you're like, hey, my real job is to come here and put on an amazing performance and do that, this, that, and the third. At the end of the day, your name is on that company. Mm-hmm. Your name is the head of that thing, and you are the boss. So it all falls on you. So when they're saying they're suing Travis Scott, the brand of Travis Scott, of course he has to be sued because he is the co-concert thrower with Live Nation.
Live Nation, and then Scoremore, who's the organizer, the event organizer. So it's those three entities.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be the types of clips that are coming up right now, but Travis Scott really isn't the most empathetic person in me either, because there are these clips that are resurfacing of times he did stop his show, and they're to like get the crowd to beat up a fan who'd stuck his shoe, or they're like to cuss out a photographer who's on stage who he doesn't know, and like call him fucking nerd and kick him off stage. And there's these, I don't know. I'm curious what kind of concert environment like allows. I don't want to blame it if it's like a crowd impact situation, but what kind of concert environment? If you're in a mosh pit and somebody falls, like people pick them up. Like, how did all these people get crushed and people didn't care? And like, is that post pandemic shit?
I don't think it was a mosh pit.
What is the world in which people don't go, hey, people are dying, and people back the fuck up?
I think people were trying to. I think it was such over.
No, I know. I think people are trying to, but I'm curious of like what the culture. I don't know, the concert days. I don't know. I don't know what the Travis Scott culture of people is like, and I don't know how much of it is like post pandemic, not thinking about other people.
So yeah, I think I know.
Feels like a crazy environment that was like.
I think I know the little Travis Scott fans a little bit. Yeah, it definitely is. It's a crazy environment, but I think that it also was just over capacity. That people, you can't move back if you're stepping on somebody. You're falling over now.
Yeah.
And then you can't move back.
I'm not trying to blame the people in the crowds. I'm sure they felt very helpless.
I'm just more saying like, yeah, but at the same time, I think it wasn't secure enough and didn't have enough security, and that's the reason what happened. It's just because it was like they didn't make sure, because it's your job if you're the person in charge of the actual event to think about the worst case scenario. It's your job to say, okay, well, we got to make sure we can keep this area clear so people don't fall over and do this. So I'm definitely not going to sit here and say it's all Travis Scott's fault at all, not even close. But I think that his team and whoever was in charge should have definitely made sure that they took the precautions to making sure that people weren't trampled and stuff. I mean, it's just super unfortunate. And then more and more,
what do you think happened?
As kids, you like, what the fuck? It was kids. It was like actual children. Like the 9-year-old right now in a coma fighting for his life. The youngest person that died was 10. Mm-hmm. The oldest person was only 27. Everybody's kids.
There's like a 10-year-old, a 14-year-old.
Well, it feels like people are not valuing safety in
I agree with what you were saying.
Yeah. And my question is what was the breakdown? Because there's one way where somebody who's in charge of this event goes, people are having medical emergencies, like a lot of people. I have Travis's ear, and I'm going to say it in his ear, and he is God in this circumstance. Mm-hmm. And if he tells people to do this or we need to shut down the concert, everyone's going to do it quick. If he goes, everybody at the back needs to move like this, people are having medical emergencies. So where's the breakdown? And my guess is that there's some breakdown in ego where somebody's either afraid to confront him because they're afraid, oh, no, it's fine. I'll handle it.
If he knew the severity of what he couldn't have possibly known the severity. But they should have cut his mic. I've always thought
somebody should have known.
They should have cut his mic and someone should have went on stage and talked to him.
But this is my point, is that even if we go back to the beginning of what I was saying, is like, if you had the right amount of people hired in security and everything else, then you have somebody right there saying, hey, it's a whole bunch of crazy fucking shit going down here. We need to actually get more people down here. Hey, this thing is happening. Hey, people are passing out. I think we need to shut this shit down. This is not good. They're trampling people. Mm-hmm. But because you probably have nobody in whatever section is getting trampled, and they're trying to basically wave you down, SOS you, and be like, hey, and Travis can't fucking see. What people don't, or not giving him more credit, is that when you're under those lights, you can't see shit. So he probably being like, what? I'm not shutting my shit down. So what are y'all asking me to do?
But that's why I'm wondering why they're not in his ear, and that's a breakdown in his team.
It was happening. It was probably mostly in the middle and right around the front, which I don't know how many security you're gonna have in those areas.
They went up and they told. There's videos of them
telling the video people though, but not even security. It was like the video camera guy. And I'm like, I think the video camera guy, his earpiece and who he's talking to probably isn't security. He probably doesn't have a direct line to security. He's probably talking to other video people.
You can mayday to like a general manager who has a different channel.
Mm-hmm.
You can get through if you need to, and that's what I'm saying is that I'm just gonna go ahead and guess that there were no actual employee, staff, or anybody, security, or anybody else that could get through to a different channel right there that was actually witnessing it. I'm gonna guess that.
Eventually they did.
Yeah, eventually they did. But I'm gonna go ahead and guess that for my sake of peace of mind. Of like, I hope it when nobody was just there like, I work here. These people dying, but that's crazy for him. I don't think so either. I think people probably be like, yo, get the fuck down here. And by the time maybe it got to like, hey, we need to shut this shit down. I don't even know if they did shut it down.
I think they said no, they shut it down. I think they only performed for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, but then he like left, right? But like, I think there's an element of crowd control you can do when you're fucking God of this concert. And I don't know, maybe he couldn't, maybe it was like too far gone and he just felt like he had to leave the stage.
Also, if you heard people die, bro, you might be in shock.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to just be like, let me be in shock and on stage doing crowd control. You know already you're responsible for this. You know already
if you're
people
responsible
have died.
for it, stop it, you know?
Yeah, but you did stop. You did stop when you found out. I'm saying that you probably you probably are so in shock that you can't make a real statement.
I would not be surprised to find out if the artist did not find out about that while they were on stage.
Yeah.
But somebody in the general management department made a really bad call. Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if Drake didn't know that as he was walking out on stage that people were dying in the crowd.
But you're in charge of those people, and that's what sucks, is that you hired that person, and if that person didn't give you that call on time, that falls on you, because that's the person you trusted to be the person that could communicate and say, hey, there's some shit going on. We got to stop this. And they do it on time. That all still falls on you. And that's what sucks about being the person in charge or the head honcho, is that no matter what, most of the time, it's gonna still follow.
I'd be interested to hear the like recounts from those people that were working on during the festival of like how fast communication was going and how fast they were getting like the information, because I'm sure that's so much to be going on in a 30-minute span.
I wonder how much they're trained on like looking for crowd squeezes, because I was at that Kanye concert where he went over the top, the St. Pablo one where he had the rotating stage, and I was in the general admission, and when he went over certain areas, you would be like, I hate every fucking second of this, because everyone would fucking cram together. And it was like the worst experience of my fucking life. But then I figured out how to get to the corners of that, and you actually could see the stage better.
Like, that's pretty cool.
I was like, this is a cool concept. But this fucking chaos down here, like,
it could be really scary, I'm sure.
I can't believe people died like that. That sounds horrific.
Definitely sending all my thoughts and prayers to everybody affected by everything that happened over the weekend.
I was curious, so I'm definitely sending all the positive vibrations, thoughts, prayers, love. I don't even know. Yeah, it's crazy, but my condolences to those families. All right, well, that's an episode of Wine and Weed. Don't mean to end it on a low note, but it's just sad what happened there. We hope y'all have fun. We have fun. We be talking shit and all that good shit and shit.
Yeah, we're taking next week off, and we'll have a little
Chris so excited about this next week. He didn't mention it like 4 times. Bro.
I just did it twice.
You just trying to make sure I don't say let's film another episode.
Oh, unless you don't want
to. We're taking next week
We
off.
can do Thursday. I can do Thursday.
We'll see you guys, I guess, in another time. You know, we'll be back definitely for Thanksgiving. So if nothing else, I'm Steelo Brim.
I'm Chris Reinacher.
Thank you, Alahna.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, zip it up.
Zip it out.
Yeah.